My name is Chimabi Ahaji, here to present what I learned in the week 9, which is like a combination of everything I've learned over time in the class. First of all, I understood that strategic management is hinged on three foundations, which is strategic positioning, strategy in action, and strategic choices. Now, for a start, at the beginning of the class, the first thing I learned was the proper definition of strategy. Initially, I thought strategies were steps a company takes to achieve its goal. But the key thing I learned, which was different for me, was like it's long-term goal, not just immediate goal. So it's both immediate and long-term goal. And I also learned that this can be applied to me as a person. Another key element I learned, based on the three foundational elements of the class, is that culture eats strategy for breakfast. So it's important that companies have a deep understanding of every society culture because the culture of China is different from the culture of America and it's also different from the culture of Africans. So an international business or a small business that wants to expand its market globally must be able to understand the culture and modify its business operation to suit each culture. The modification of the business operation is basically implementing of strategies to achieve its own goal in such companies, thereby maintaining brand integrity, brand standard, at the same time cultivating or incorporating the country's culture. Take, for example, when I think McDonald's went into places like India, they're able to incorporate non-beef elements into their burger, which made it a strategic success. Now, I also learned the importance of strategic positioning. That is understanding the macro environment, the stakeholders, the industry, the resources, and the culture. So it's important to understand where you stand in any society as a business, the industry players, what are the macro environmental factors that might affect the success or failure of the business, who are the key stakeholders. For example, if it's like a, a company that sells or produces materials, who are the customers that buy these materials, the government policies, the employees, the investors. I also learned the importance of strategic choices. That is the choice we make as a company, or the choice they make as a company determines the overall outcome of their goal. So it's not just enough to have a strategic design, but implementing of this strategy comes with choices. So we need to choose which company or which country are we going to, which culture are we imbibing, how are we going to integrate the culture, that is the position, into uh, our plan. What will be the stakeholders' expectation? Another key thing I learned in the class was taking action. It's not just enough to just make a plan or understand the strategic position or the choices we need to make, but we need to take action. We need to implement what has been designed. The implementation of the design has to do with having a comprehensive understanding of the strategic positioning and the necessary strategic choices that needs to be made. Above all things, the bonds that I learned, which I did not understand previously, I always thought that strategy or strategic management only applies to companies. But I've learned that to me as an individual, I should apply it to myself. I'm an immigrant in a new country. What certifications do I need to have to make myself more marketable in Canadian's market world? What degrees? How do I need to communicate my soft skills? Do I have the necessary prerequisite soft skills to position me to be the lead in the market in the current employment market? Because it's not just enough to have certificates because everybody has certificates, but there's importance to combine my technical knowledge with my soft skills, which would make me the lead. And also, currently, the take home I'm learning now is I need to start planning for my future. Where do I want to be in 10 years? How do I see myself in 10 years? What steps do I need to take? What are the environmental, macro environmental, and micro environmental factors that might affect my decisions? What choices do I need to make now? What actions will I need to take tomorrow or next tomorrow or in a year? So that has been my take home. And I want to say thank you for the class. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for your tutelage. Thank you.